All right. I felt like this was important to talk about before we get into the reviews, and I'm sorry if I look extremely tired. I stayed up way past the time I normally do playing Back for Blood with Versa, which is going to be another place that you can find me at a lot. I do play with him a lot, but before we get into the clothing reviews and any other reviews of anything, I think it's really important that I kind of lay out the terms that I'm going to be using and how I'm going to be looking at things, right? So there's going to be certain things that are looked at differently. And this is something that I had to talk about with somebody else when they were making their own merch, and they were kind of trying to come up with this price point of what is an acceptable price point for my merch and what isn't, right? So the way that I look at clothing, and this is more important because I'm most likely going to be reviewing esports clothing, right? The way you advertise your clothing influences what I think a lot, right? So when you take someone like 100 Thieves, they don't advertise merch. They advertise apparel. So when I think apparel, I can see the high price points, like the $90 hoodie, and think, okay, this is apparel, this is streetwear, this is what they're advertising. When I look at somebody like FaZe, that's merch to me. The way they advertise it is merch. So if they say, I want $90 for a hoodie, I'm probably not going to be too happy about that because of the way they're advertising it. Now, if they advertise it as apparel and I could see why it would be advertised as apparel, then, obviously the attitude would change, but I think that's a very important distinction to have. So when I do some of these, I'm either going to say apparel, I'm going to say merch. It's not interchangeable for me. When I say apparel, it probably means it's premium and it's a streetwear, right? It's something that company wants you to be able to go outside and wear without having to be like, oh man, like I'm wearing some esports merch. I'm really being whack right now. Most of these people, honestly, 100 Thieves, if you don't know them, then you just don't know them. I've had some people assume that it's not even an esports organization. They just assume it's a regular clothing brand, right? But if I wear FaZe, then yeah. But yeah, I just felt like that was an important distinction to make, right? Obviously, if somebody makes some clothing as a joke, like meme type clothing, which I've seen done a couple times, probably not going to be too happy about a $35, $40, $45 price tag for a meme clothing. 25 to 30 would be a decent spot because it's meme clothing. It's not a daily driver like regular streetwear would be. So I felt like that was an important distinction to make. And so yeah, we're here now. I'm extremely tired. This video started to just veer off. This only started because I was reading through Reddit and I saw a 3-year-old Reddit about 100 Thieves apparel versus other orgs merch. And I was like, you know what, that's probably a distinction I need to make on my own channel. So here we are.